If you are multi-talented, hardworking, and still struggling financially, then this video is for you. Not all skills are monetizable. Some skills are simply traps, distractions that distract you from having time to hone the actual skills that will lead to proper monetization. Skills that equate the amount of effort that you put into those jobs. So you don't have a motivation problem, you don't have a talent problem, you simply have a monetization problem. In the book, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, he explains that wealth isn't about how smart you are, it's about how you behave. Psychology, all right? So in the book, The Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki says that most people are trained to work hard, but not to build income. This is very, very important. So if you find yourself having so many skills that impress people, skills that people are like, oh, you're multi-talented. Probably you can bake, you can cater for people, you can edit videos, and you're wondering which of these skills are monetizable. I'm here to tell you that sometimes you don't need to monetize all skills. Some skills are simply just hobbies. They are simply there to help support other people. They are simply there to probably help you do one or two things. Not all skills are monetizable. In the book, The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing, we learn that money flows to positioning, not efforts. Not your efforts, but to how you position yourself. In the book, 0 to 1, Peter Thiel reminds us that value is created by solving rare and meaningful problems. You can have so many skills. For instance, I can bake, I can cater, I can make hair. I'll spend probably 8 hours making hair and be paid £80 for it. For example, I can spend 8 hours baking meat pie and be paid £100 for it. But in just 1 hour, with my high yield skills, I can make more than that, maybe times 10. So you have to now do a skills audit. I have a lot of skills. Which one of them have the highest yield? Now, there might be exceptions to this rule. Probably you're in an area where your highest paying skill does not have demand yet, okay? Maybe it doesn't have demand, you're not being, and in that case you have to now use wisdom and juggle your skills. You can still be multi-talented in those areas, in those, maybe you can do this, you can do that, that's fine. To keep food on the table, you might need to do many things, but as you grow, as you advance in age, you need to start asking yourself so many questions. Which of my skills are the highest paying ones, and how do I position myself to attract that demand that I seek? All right. So the message here is not, it's not that you shouldn't use all your skills, but as you use all of them, we need to start thinking. We need to start thinking beyond putting food on the table. We need to start thinking, which one of them is my cash cow? So when I did business analysis apprenticeship, we were taught about the Boston Consulting Group's matrix, the growth share matrix. Okay, I'm going to put a picture at the end of this video, hopefully, where you have 4 quadrants. Okay, on one end you have your cash cows. They have like, you don't even need to do much, and those skills keep bringing you income or monetization or influence. There are some that are your stars, like they are high growth, high share. You don't even need to do anything. And there are some, those skills are there, but they are distracting you. You can call them dogs. Please bury those dogs. Not that you won't use them to support people, but when it comes to monetization, just know that this is what you will use for charity. You shouldn't monetize those skills. Okay, and then wild cards. You don't know, okay, where is this question marks or wild cards? You don't know where this skill, you just keep an eye on them, all right, because you don't know which doors they will open tomorrow. So this video is not to tell you to bury all your skills. No, it's for you to do a skills audit. Which of my skills have the highest reward with the least, maybe with the least amount of effort or whatever, and then you start positioning yourself. For some people, I'm going to speak to immigrants here. You come into the country, you start packing shifts and all. That's not bad, but as you do that, you have to say, how do I move beyond working 12 hours on the clock? You know, which skills do I need to hone to transition me probably to remote working or to hybrid roles or to managing people? You know, people skills, soft skills. These are the skills that you don't need to exert yourself so much for high reward. All right, picking up skills. So that's that. I think that's the bulk of what I wanted to say. So the key message here: being busy doesn't make you rich. Being useful does. What needs are you solving, and what is the yield? Okay, how much are people willing to pay for that need or that problem you're solving? The value you're created. So if you are multi-talented but broke, the question is not what am I good at. The question is this: what problem can I solve that people will actually pay for? You can have so many skills, but you're still broke because people don't want to pay for that skill. I think a book I was reading was saying this. if you I can't remember which book it was now. If you have so many skills, people might not be willing to pay for that skills. You might need to go into the market, do some surveys, go on social media, or look at what people need, and then position your skills, align them to meet those demands. You might be good in writing, but nobody wants, maybe people don't want you to write stories for them. People don't want you to write, they might want you to write business cases, medical communication. You position the same writing skill, you just use it for a different purpose. All right. So on this channel, I break down money, behavior, and wealth through powerful books and real life strategy that have worked for me. So if you want to stop working hard for little money and start building skills that pay, kindly subscribe and follow for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.